You know what hurts more than being forgotten? Being chosen to be forgotten. My name is Daniel. I'm 32 years old, and for most of my life, I believed that if I just worked hard enough, achieved enough, became successful enough, my parents would finally see me, finally acknowledge me, finally treat me like I mattered. But life doesn't work that way. Not always. This story isn't just about a wedding they didn't attend. It's about a lifetime of being invisible in my own family, and how one moment, one shiny, expensive moment revealed everything I. Let me to know about the people who raised me. Let me take you back to where it all started falling apart. 3 years ago, I was planning the biggest day of my life. I was getting married to a mother woman who saw me when no one else did. The woman who believed in me when I had nothing but dreams and a beat-up Honda Civic. Emma wasn't just my girlfriend. She was my partner, my anchor, my proof that love didn't have to be conditional. And I wanted my parents there. God, I wanted them there so badly. I sent the invitation 2 months before the wedding. A beautiful cream-colored card with gold lettering. Emma and I picked it out together. I remember holding it in my hands before I mailed it, staring at their names written in elegant script, Mr. and Mrs. Richard Callahan. I even wrote a note inside, handwritten, personal. Mom and Dad, this is the most important day of my life. I really hope you'll be there. It would mean everything to me. Love, Daniel. I mailed it with hope in my chest and doubt in my stomach. 2 weeks passed. No response for weeks. Nothing. I called my mom. Voicemail. I texted my dad. Read receipt. No reply. A week before the wedding, I called again. This time, my mom picked up. Hello? Her voice was flat, distracted, like I was interrupting something more important. Hey, Mom. It's me, Daniel. Oh, hi. It said everything. I just wanted to check in about the wedding, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Did you get the invitation? Oh, yes. We got it. Silence. So, are you coming? Another pause. Longer this time. Daniel, we're really busy that weekend. Your brother has a work event, and your father and I promised we'd help him with some things. You understand, right? My brother. Of course, my older brother Nathan, the golden child, the one who could do no wrong, the one whose work event, not even his wedding, just a work event, was more important than my marriage. It's my wedding, Mom. I know, sweetheart, but you know how it is. Nathan needs us right now. He's been under a lot of pressure. We'll celebrate with you another time, okay? My throat burned. My eyes stung. Yeah, okay. I hung up before she could hear my voice crack. Emma found me sitting on the edge of our bed, staring at the floor. What did she say? She asked softly. I couldn't look at her. They're not coming. She didn't say anything. Just held me while I tried not to fall apart. That wedding was beautiful, small, intimate. 50 people who actually cared. Emma's family treated me like I was their own son. Her father walked her down the aisle and shook my hand afterward, tears in his eyes, and said, Welcome to the family, Daniel. We're so proud to have you. I smiled. I thanked him, but inside I was screaming, why couldn't my own father say that? My parents didn't call, didn't text, didn't send a card, nothing. 2 weeks after the wedding, my mom posted on Facebook a photo of her and my dad at Nathan's work event, smiling, proud. The caption read, So proud of our son. What an amazing night. Our son, singular. I stared at that post for 20 minutes, and something inside me just turned off. I realized, in that moment, that I had spent my entire life trying to earn love from people who had already decided I wasn't worth it. So I made a decision. I wasn't going to beg anymore. I wasn't going to chase. I was going to build a life so undeniable that one day they'd see what they missed. Not because I needed their approval anymore, but because I needed proof for myself that I was worth something, and that's exactly what I did. After the wedding, I cut contact. Not dramatically, not with some big announcement. I just stopped reaching out. I stopped calling on holidays, stopped sending birthday texts, stopped pretending I was part of a family that didn't want me in it. And you know what? They didn't notice. Not a single call. Not a single "hey, we haven't heard from you in a while." Nothing. That silence confirmed everything I already knew, but instead of drowning in it, I used it. I poured every ounce of pain, every ounce of rejection, into building something they could never take away from me. Let me tell you a little about my background. I wasn't born into wealth. My parents weren't rich, but they were comfortable. My dad owned a mid-level insurance firm. My mom was a real estate agent. They had money for nice vacations, private schools for Nathan, a big house in the suburbs. But me? I was always treated like the backup plan. The second option? Nathan got the private school. I got public school. Nathan got a new car at 16. I got a bus pass. Nathan got college tuition paid in full. I got, you'll figure it out, take out loans, build character. So I did. I worked 2 jobs through college. Waited tables at night, stocked shelves in the morning, slept for hours a day. Graduated with a degree in business management and $30,000 in debt. After college, I started at the bottom. Entry-level marketing job. $35,000 a year. Barely enough to cover rent and loan payments, but I worked like my life depended on it. Because it did, I stayed late. Volunteered for projects no one wanted. Learned everything I could about digital marketing, analytics, client relations. I watched webinars at midnight. Read books on the subway. Networked like a machine. Within 2 years, I got promoted. Then again, by year 5, I was a senior marketing strategist making 6 figures. By year 7, I was director of marketing for a major firm in the city. And by year 9-3, years after my wedding, I did something I never thought I'd do. I started my own company, a digital marketing agency. Small at first, just me, Emma, and 2 freelancers. But we were good. Really good. We specialized in helping mid-sized businesses explode their online presence. Our strategies worked. Our clients loved us. Word spread fast. Within a year, we had 15 employees. Within 2 years, we had 40. Within 3 years, we were pulling in multi-million-dollar contracts. I was 31 years old, and I was running a company worth more than my father's entire career. And my parents? Still silent, Emma and I bought our first house. A beautiful place with a big backyard and a 2-car garage. I posted a photo online. My mom liked it. Didn't comment. Just liked it. I got featured in a local business magazine. 30 under 30 entrepreneurs to watch. My dad saw it. I know because my aunt told me he mentioned it at a family dinner. But did he call? Did he text? Did he say, "Hey son, I'm proud of you"? No, because success wasn't the issue. I wasn't the golden child. That was the issue. But I kept going, kept building, kept winning. And then one day I did something for myself. Something I'd dreamed about since I was a kid watching car commercials with wide eyes. I bought a Porsche 911 Carrera. Jet black. Mint condition. $135,000? I didn't buy it to show off. I bought it because I could. Because I earned it. Because every time I sat in that leather seat and heard that engine roar, I felt like I mattered. That car was proof. Not to them. To me, but funny thing about proof, sometimes the people who ignored you suddenly develop perfect vision when there's something shiny in front of them. And that's exactly what happened. It was a Saturday afternoon. Emma and I had just finished lunch and decided to take the Porsche out for a drive. Top down, sun shining, music playing, life felt good. We pulled into a coffee shop parking lot downtown. One of those trendy spots with outdoor seating and overpriced lattes. I parked the Porsche right in front. Not trying to show off, just parked. Emma and I got out, laughing about something stupid, and started walking toward the entrance. That's when I heard it, Daniel. I froze. I knew that voice. I'd heard it my whole life. The voice that used to tell me to clean my room, finish my homework, stop being so sensitive. I turned around. My mother was standing 10 feet away, mouth open, eyes locked on the car. My father was next to her. Same expression, and behind them, arms crossed, staring. For a second, no one moved. No one spoke. Then my mom's face broke into this huge smile. The kind of smile I hadn't seen directed at me in years. Daniel. Oh my God, honey. Is that your car? Not how have you been? Not we've missed you. Not I'm sorry. Just is that your car? I felt Emma's hand slip into mine. A quiet reminder. You don't owe them anything. Yeah, I said slowly. It's mine. My dad stepped closer, eyes still glued to the Porsche. That's a 911, isn't it? Carrera model? Yep, Jesus, Daniel. He let out a low whistle. That's what, 130, 140 grand? Something like that. My mom practically glowed. Honey, this is incredible. We had no idea you were doing so well. I almost laughed. Almost. I've been working hard, clearly. She reached out like she was going to hug me, but stopped halfway. Awkward. Uncertain. We should catch up. It's been so long. How have you been? How have I been? 3 years. 3 years of silence. And now, because of a car, she wanted to catch up. I've been good, I said flatly. Busy. We should all get together, my dad chimed in. Dinner, this week. You, Emma, your mother, me, Nathan. A real family dinner? Family dinner? Nathan hadn't said a word. He was still staring at the car like it personally offended him. Emma squeezed my hand. I could feel her tension. I don't know, Dad. We're pretty booked. Come on, my mom said, her voice sticky sweet. We haven't seen you in forever. We miss you. Miss me. The words landed like stones. I looked at her. Really looked at her. Saw the fake smile. The calculated warmth. The sudden interest that appeared the moment she saw dollar signs. Where were you 3 years ago? I asked quietly. Her smile faltered. What? 3 years ago? My wedding. Where were you? Silence. My dad cleared his throat. Daniel, we explained that. We were busy, yeah, I remember. We wanted to be there, my mom said quickly. But things came up. You know how it is, do I? Nathan finally spoke. Dude, don't be dramatic. They had stuff to do. Get over it. I turned to him. My brother, the one they chose. Every single time. I'm not being dramatic. I'm asking a question. It was years ago, Nathan said, shrugging. Why are you still hung up on it? Why am I still hung up on it? Emma stepped forward. Because it mattered to him. And you guys didn't care. My mom's expression hardened. Emma, we're trying to have a family conversation. This is family, Emma shot back. Or it's supposed to be. Tension crackled in the air. My dad forced a smile. Look, Daniel, we're sorry we couldn't make it to the wedding. But we're here now. Let's move forward. We want to be part of your life. No, I repeated. You want to be part of my life now? Yes, my mom said eagerly. Exactly. I looked at the Porsche, then back at them, and I understood they didn't see me. They saw success. They saw money. They saw something they could brag about. I'll think about it, I said. My mom beamed. Great. I'll text you. Sure. I took Emma's hand and we walked into the coffee shop. Behind us, I heard Nathan mutter, that car is probably a lease. I didn't turn around, but inside, I was done. That night, my phone started blowing up. First my mom, so great running into you today. Let's plan that dinner. How's next Friday? Then my dad, hey son, been thinking. Would love to hear more about your business. Maybe we can grab lunch? Then, surprisingly, Nathan, nice ride. Didn't know you were doing that well? We should catch up. Stared at my phone. Emma was curling up next to me on the couch, watching a movie. They're texting you, aren't they? She said without looking up. Yep. What are you going to do? I didn't answer right away. Part of me, the little boy who just wanted his parents to love him, wanted to respond. Wanted to believe that maybe, just maybe, this was real. That they genuinely wanted me back in their lives. But the other part of me, the man who built himself from nothing, who survived their rejection, who thrived despite their absence, knew better. I don't know yet, I finally said. Over the next few days, the texts kept coming. My mom sent me a Facebook friend request. I hadn't been friends with her in years. I'd quietly unfollowed her after the wedding post. My dad emailed me an article about Porsches. Subject line, thought you'd like this? Nathan liked 3 of my Instagram posts in a row. Photos from months ago. He'd never liked my posts before. It was like they were auditioning, performing, trying to show me they cared. But it all felt hollow, Emma noticed. I wasn't responding. You don't have to do this, she said one night. You don't owe them anything, I know, do you? She turned to face me. Because I see that look in your eyes. That hope, and I'm scared they're going to hurt you again. I took her hand. I'm not hoping for anything, I said. I need to see this through. I need to understand what they really want. So I did something I hadn't done in 3 years. I responded, me. Friday works. 7 p.m. I'll pick the place. My mom replied within seconds, Mom, perfect. Can't wait to see you? I chose an upscale restaurant. The kind of place my parents loved because they could tell their friends they ate there. The kind of place where they could take photos and post them online. I wasn't doing it for them. I was doing it to see if my suspicions were right. Friday came. Emma offered to come with me, but I told her I needed to do this alone. Text me if you need an out, she said, kissing me before I left. I drove the Porsche. On purpose, I arrived first. Parked in front of the restaurant where everyone could see. 5 minutes later, my parents pulled up in their Lexus. Nathan was with them. The moment they saw the Porsche, they smiled. That same bright, shiny smile from the coffee shop. My mom hugged me. It felt stiff, rehearsed. You look great, honey, she said. My dad shook my hand. Firm grip, confident. Thanks for setting this up, son. We went inside. Got seated at a nice table by the window. For the first 10 minutes, it was small talk. Surface level stuff. The weather. The restaurant. Nathan's new promotion at work. Then my mom leaned forward, eyes sparkling. So, Daniel, tell us about your business. Your father and I are so curious. I took a sip of water. It's going well. We've grown a lot in the past few years. That's wonderful, my dad said. What kind of revenue are you looking at? If you don't mind me asking, there it was. The money question. We did about $4 million last year, I said casually. My mother's eyes widened. $4 million. Oh my God, Daniel, that's incredible. Yeah, Nathan said, trying to sound impressed but clearly annoyed. That's pretty solid. We always knew you had it in you, my dad said, smiling. I set my glass down. Did you? My dad blinked. What? Did you always know I had it in me? Pause. Of course we did, my mom said quickly. You've always been smart, driven. Then why didn't you come to my wedding? Silenced, Nathan shifted in his seat. My mom's smile flickered. Daniel, my dad said slowly. We've already talked about this. No, you talked. I listened. But we never actually had a conversation. We explained that Nathan needed you, I interrupted. That his work event was more important than the biggest day of my life. It wasn't like that, my mom said, her voice defensive. Then what was it like? No one answered. She didn't call. Didn't text. Didn't send a card? Nothing. For 3 years. But the second you saw my car, suddenly I exist again. That's not fair, Nathan said. I turned to him. You want to talk about fair? How about the fact that you got everything handed to you and I had to fight for scraps? I worked hard too, Nathan snapped. With their money, their connections, their support. I had nothing. My dad raised his hands. Okay, let's calm down. I am calm, I said. I'm just finally saying what I should have said years ago. My mom's eyes glistened. Daniel, we love you. Do you? Or do you love what I've become? She didn't answer. I stood up. I came here tonight because I wanted to believe that maybe, just maybe, you actually missed me. That you actually cared. But this whole dinner has been about my business, my car, my money. Not once did you ask me if I'm happy. Not once did you apologize. "Daniel, sit down," my dad said quietly. "No." I pulled out my wallet, dropped $200 on the table. "Dinner's on me. Enjoy." I walked out. Behind me, I heard my mother call my name. But I didn't stop. I got in my car, gripped the steering wheel, exhaled, and for the first time in 3 years, I felt free. I drove home in silence. No music, no podcasts, just the hum of the engine and my thoughts. When I walked through the door, Emma was waiting. "How did it go?" she asked. I shook my head. She wrapped her arms around me. Didn't ask for details. Just held me later that night. I told her everything. "I'm proud of you," she said when I finished. "For what? Walking out of a dinner? For standing up for yourself? For not letting them pretend the past didn't happen?" I leaned back against the couch. Part of me still wanted them to surprise me, to prove me wrong. "I know," she said softly, "but they didn't. And that's on them, not you." Over the next few days, the texts came again, but this time they were different. "Mom, you embarrassed us in front of Nathan. We were just trying to reconnect. Dad, we don't deserve to be treated like this. We're your parents, Nathan. You're being childish. Grow up." I didn't respond. Then a week later, something unexpected happened. I got a call from my Aunt Linda, my mom's sister. "We'd always been close when I was younger, Daniel. Can we talk?" She said, "Sure. What's up?" "I heard about the dinner." Of course she did. "Yeah, it didn't go great."
"I know,"
she said. "And I need to tell you something. Something I probably should have told you a long time ago." My chest tightened. "What is it?" She sighed. "Your parents? They've always compared you to Nathan. But it wasn't just favoritism. It was something deeper." "What do you mean?" "When you were born," she said carefully, "your mom had a really hard time. Postpartum depression. She struggled to bond with you. And instead of getting help, she just pulled away." I didn't say anything. "Your dad followed her lead. He thought he was supporting her by focusing on Nathan. But over time, it became a pattern. Nathan was easier. He was the firstborn, the one who fit their expectations. And you were sensitive, creative, different. They didn't know how to connect with you." My throat felt tight. "Gave up, in a way?" "Yes. And as you got older, the gap just grew. They convinced themselves you didn't need them, that you were independent, that you'd be fine. But Daniel, it was never about you. It was about their own issues, their own failures." I sat down. "Why are you telling me this now?" "Because I saw what happened at that dinner. I saw how they treated you. And I can't stay silent anymore. You deserved better. You deserve better." I felt tears prick my eyes. "Thank you," I whispered. After we hung up, I sat in the dark for a long time. Everything made sense now. It wasn't that I was unlovable. It was that they were broken. And instead of fixing themselves, they let me carry the weight of their dysfunction. I told Emma everything Aunt Linda said. "Does it change anything?" she asked. No, I said. "But it helps me understand, and maybe let go." After that conversation with Aunt Linda, something shifted inside me. I stopped waiting for my parents to change. Stopped hoping they'd wake up one day and realize what they'd lost. Because even if they did, it wouldn't undo the years of pain. It wouldn't erase the wedding they missed. It wouldn't replace the validation I spent my whole life chasing. So I chose something radical. I chose peace. I blocked my parents' numbers. Not out of anger. Out of self-preservation, I unfriended them on social media. Not to punish them. But to protect my own mental health, I stopped carrying their approval as a goal. Because I realized something powerful, I didn't need it anymore. The business kept growing. Emma and I bought a bigger house. We traveled. We built a life filled with people who actually showed up. My in-laws treated me like their own son. Emma's dad and I went golfing. Her mom texted me recipes and funny memes. They celebrated our wins and supported us through our struggles. That's what family was supposed to feel like. One day, about 6 months after the dinner, I got a letter in the mail. handwritten, from my mom. I almost threw it away. But curiosity got the better of me. I opened it. Dear Daniel, I know you've blocked us. I don't blame you. I've had a lot of time to think about everything that's happened. About the wedding, about the years of silence, about how we treated you. I want to say I'm sorry. I know that doesn't fix anything. I know it doesn't undo the hurt. But I need you to know that I see it now. I see how we failed you. Your Aunt Linda told me what she said to you. And she was right. I struggled after you were born. I was depressed, lost, and instead of getting help, I pushed you away. Your father and I both did. We convinced ourselves you were fine without us, that you were strong, independent. But the truth is, we were just protecting ourselves from our own guilt. Watching you walk away from that dinner, it broke something in me. I realized we'd spent so many years chasing Nathan's approval, his success, his validation, that we completely ignored the son who actually needed us. I don't expect you to forgive us. I don't expect you to let us back into your life. But I needed you to know that you were never the problem. We were. I'm proud of you, Daniel. I should have said that years ago. I should have been there. And I'm sorry I woe. Mom, I read it twice. Then I folded it up and put it in a drawer. Emma asked if I was going to respond. No, I said. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I don't need to. Why not? Because I've already moved on. This apology isn't for me. It's for her. And that's okay. But I don't owe her forgiveness just because she's finally ready to admit she was wrong. Emma kissed my forehead. I love you. I love you too. A year passed. The business hit $8 million in revenue. I was featured in a national magazine. We hired 100 employees. I bought Emma her dream car, a Tesla Model X. We went to Italy for our anniversary. Life was good. Really good. And my parents? They stayed blocked. I heard through Aunt Linda that they were going to therapy, that they were trying to work through their issues, that my mom cried when she saw my magazine feature. Part of me felt sad for them, but it wasn't my job to fix them. It never was. One evening, Emma and I were sitting on our back porch, watching the sunset. The Porsche was parked in the driveway, gleaming in the golden light. Do you ever regret it? Emma asked. Cutting them off? I thought about it. No, I said, because I finally realized something. I spent my whole life trying to earn their love. But love isn't something you earn. It's something you give. And if someone can't give it to you freely, without conditions, without needing proof of your worth, then it's not real love. It's just transaction and the car? She asked, smiling. I laughed. The car was never about them. It was about me. Proof that I made it, that I survived, that I built something beautiful out of all that pain. She rested her head on my shoulder. You did more than survive, Daniel. You thrived. And she was right. 2 years after I cut contact, something unexpected happened. I was at a charity gala. My company was sponsoring the event, a fundraiser for underprivileged kids who wanted to start their own businesses. It was a cause close to my heart, because I was one of those kids once. I gave a speech that night, talked about struggle, about rejection, about building yourself up when the world counts you out. The room gave me a standing ovation. After the speech, I was networking, shaking hands, taking photos, and then I saw them. My parents. Standing near the back, watching me. For a moment, I froze. They looked older, tired. My mom's hair had more gray. My dad's shoulders were a little more slouched, but they were there. I excused myself from the conversation I was in and walked over. I said, "Hi," my mom said softly. Silence. "What are you doing here?" I asked. "We bought tickets," my dad said. "We saw that your company was sponsoring. We wanted to support the cause. And we wanted to see you." I nodded slowly. "Okay, your speech was incredible," my mom said, her voice shaking. "You've done so much, Daniel. We're so proud of you." Those words. The words I'd wanted my whole life. And they didn't feel the way I thought they would. They didn't heal me, didn't complete me, because I'd already done that work myself. Thank you, I said simply. My dad cleared his throat. We've been in therapy. Your mom and I, we've been working through a lot, and we know it doesn't change the past. But we're trying to be better. It's good, I said. I'm glad. We understand if you don't want us in your life, my mom said, tears in her eyes. But if there's ever a chance, we'd love to try again. Slowly, on your terms. I looked at them, really looked at them, and I realized something. I didn't hate them. I didn't resent them. I just didn't need them anymore. But maybe that was okay. Maybe that was enough. I'll think about it, I said. My mom nodded, wiping her eyes. That's all we can ask. I shook my dad's hand, gave my mom a brief, awkward hug, and then I walked away. Emma found me a few minutes later. I saw them, she said. Yeah. How do you feel? I thought about it. Neutral, I said. And that's progress. She squeezed my hand. Over the next few months, my parents and I exchanged a few emails. Nothing deep. Just surface level. RECONN. They came to one of my company events. Stayed in the back. Didn't make a scene. Just watched. Clapped. Left quietly. It wasn't the relationship I'd wanted as a kid. But it was honest. And maybe that was better. One day my mom sent me a text. Mom, I saw Emma posted that you're expecting. Congratulations, Daniel. I'm so happy for you. Stared at the text. Emma and I were having a baby. A little girl. And the thought of being a father terrified and excited me in equal measure. I replied, Me. Thank you. We're excited, Mom. I know I don't have the right to ask. But if you ever want us to meet her, we'd be honored. I showed Emma the text. What do you think? I asked. I think it's your choice, she said. But I also think you've built something really beautiful. A life full of love. And if you want to give them a small window into that, that's okay. But if you don't, that's okay too. I thought about my daughter, about the kind of father I wanted to be, and I realized something. I didn't want her to grow up with the weight of my pain. I didn't want her to carry my trauma, so maybe giving my parents a chance is small. Guarded, boundaried, chance wasn't about them. It was about me. About breaking the cycle. About choosing peace over bitterness. I replied, Me. We'll see. And that was enough asterisk, so here's what I want you to take away from this story. Your worth is not determined by the people who fail to see it. For years, I thought that if I just worked harder, achieved more, became successful enough, my parents would finally love me. But that's not how love works. Real love doesn't come with conditions. It doesn't require proof. It doesn't wait for a Porsche to show up before it decides you're worth noticing. That car, that beautiful, expensive, shiny car didn't make me valuable. I was always valuable. I just needed to see it for myself. And when I stopped chasing their approval, something amazing happened. I found peace. I found people who loved me without conditions. I built a life that didn't need external validation to feel complete. Does that mean? I don't feel pain when I think about those lost years. Of course I do. Does it mean I've completely healed from the rejection? Not entirely. Healing isn't linear. Some days are harder than others, but I've learned that you can't wait for other people to give you permission to be happy. You can't put your life on hold hoping that the people who hurt you will suddenly wake up and realize what they lost. Because here's the truth. They might never realize it. They might never apologize. They might never change. And you have to be okay with that. You have to build a life so full of love, so full of purpose, so full of genuine connection that their absence doesn't leave a hole anymore. It just becomes empty space. Space you've filled with better things. My parents ignored my wedding. They missed the most important day of my life because they were too busy prioritizing my brother. That hurt. That will always hurt. But you know what didn't hurt? Standing in front of 200 people at that charity gala, talking about my journey, knowing that I built everything myself, knowing that every success, every milestone, every achievement was mine, not because of them. In spite of them. The Porsche, it's just a car. A really nice car, sure, but it's not what made them remember I existed. It's what revealed who they really were. They didn't see me. They saw status. They saw something they could brag about, something they could claim as a reflection of their parenting, even though they had nothing to do with it. And that clarity, that brutal, painful clarity, was the greatest gift they ever gave me, because it freed me from the illusion that I needed them. 3 years later, I'm sitting in my home office right now. My daughter Lily just turned 2. She's in the living room with Emma, laughing at some cartoon. That sound, her laugh, it's the best sound in the world. My company just hit 15 million in revenue. We've expanded to 3 cities. I've been invited to speak at conferences across the country. Life is busy, chaotic, beautiful. Asterisk, asterisk, you know what the real revenge was? It wasn't the car. It wasn't the money. It wasn't even walking out of that dinner. The real revenge was building a life so incredible that their absence didn't matter anymore. The real revenge was becoming the father I wish I'd had, the husband my wife deserves, the man who breaks generational cycles instead of repeating them. The real revenge was realizing that their validation was never the prize. My own piece was, people always think revenge has to be dramatic. Some big confrontation, some public humiliation, some way of making the people who hurt you feel as small as they made you feel. But sometimes the most powerful revenge is just moving on, thriving, building something beautiful, and letting them watch from the outside, knowing they could have been part of it, but chose not to be. That's what I did. And honestly, I wouldn't change a thing, because every rejection, every disappointment, every moment of feeling invisible, it all pushed me to become someone I'm proud of. Someone who doesn't need external validation to know his worth. Someone who can look in the mirror and say, I did this, I built this, and I'm enough. And my parents, they're in our lives. Sort of not in the way I once wanted. Not as the parents who show up for everything, who I call when something amazing happens, who I trust with my deepest fears and dreams. But they're there. On the periphery, they came to Lily's first birthday party, stayed for an hour, brought a gift, were polite, appropriate. My mom holds Lily sometimes and I can see something in her eyes. Regret, maybe. Grief for the relationship we never had. For the son she didn't know how to love. But I don't feel angry anymore. I don't feel bitter. I just feel ... distant. Because I've built my real family, Emma, Lily, my in-laws, my closest friends. The people who showed up long before there was a Porsche in the driveway. The people who loved me when I had nothing to offer but dreams and determination. Those are the people who get my time, my energy, my heart. My parents get what's left over. And that's not cruelty. That's just reality. If you're listening to this and you've ever felt unseen by the people who were supposed to love you most, I want you to hear this. You are not the problem. The fact that someone couldn't see your value doesn't mean you lack value. It means they lacked vision, and you don't have to spend your life trying to prove yourself to people who have already decided not to see you. Build your life anyway. Chase your dreams anyway. Become the person you were meant to be anyway. And when they finally show up, if they show up, get to decide what role they play in your story. Not them, you, because you're the author now. You're the one in control. My parents ignored my wedding, but when they saw my $135,000 Porsche, they suddenly remembered I existed. And you know what I learned from that? Their memory was never worth my peace. So I kept the car, kept the peace, and built a life they'll never fully be a part of, not because I'm punishing them, but because I'm protecting myself. And that's not selfish. That's survival. That's wisdom. That's growth. To anyone who's still waiting for that apology, it's that acknowledgement. It's that moment when the people who hurt you finally see what they've done. You might be waiting forever. So stop waiting. Start building. Start healing. Start surrounding yourself with people who don't need a Porsche to remember you exist, because you were always worth remembering. They just weren't capable of seeing it. And that's on them, not you.